Hi everyone, and welcome to the Christmas card class for the Norwell Council on Aging. These are the cards you're going to make. I hope you love them. They're fun to put together and hopefully fun for you to assemble. A couple of them have some fun inside. So the ho 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 you have with a nice little sparkle, and then this ornament card, double ornament card, has a little pattern that carries to the inside. And then this ornament card with the fun little penguins and snow polar bears opens up. You have designs and you have the option to create a pocket. So if you wanted to put like a gift card or a check or cash in there, you could, or you could just use it as a card. You can seal the whole pocket down or just leave it empty. And then this one's just blank inside. So these are the cards we're going to make. So I'm going to put them aside for a second. In your packet, you just have envelopes and all the supplies you need are inside the envelopes, minus you need some glue, and you might need like tweezers or a toothpick or something to poke out some holes. So I'll show you that along the way. If you need to pause the video as we're putting them together, just pause it, and then when you're ready, you can just kind of start it back up again. So I don't know if I introduced myself. My name is Christine Josti. I live in Norwell, and my company is Mail Something Pretty, and Debbie asked me to put the cards together for you. And we've been doing this for a while now, these cards to go kit, and I think they have been met with great success, both on my end and your end. So thank you very much for supporting the program. Hopefully we can get back in person soon. Once we can, we will. Okay, so the first card we're going to do is this little Merry card with the birds. And so it could be Christmas. You could kind of turn it into anything. Again, it's blank inside, so you can write anything inside. But I just had this kind of nice, like warm greenhouse feeling when I was putting it together. So all your pieces are inside. And you're going to keep the fold. So you have this little cloche or terrarium piece. I'm going to put that one on first, and then after that, we'll put this on. So you just make sure this room for Mary. I'm going to put this on this side so you can see it there. So you don't want it too high, you don't want it too low. So you just kind of gauging about where you want it. So I think I want mine about right there. It's kind of fun how you can kind of cut out the different shapes with the pattern paper, so you can see these penguins on the back side. But we're going to use the trees on the front. Right, so that goes down. And then for the bottom of this little bird stand, oops, I lost a bird. There's this gray piece, and I have some backing on it. So if you peel the backing, it will be sticky. Well, it's going to become sticky. I can get the backing off. There you go. And then if you kind of hold the backing and push out these little cutout pieces, they'll kind of stay. You can kind of take them out at the same time when you take the backing off, and that's just trash. And then this piece is sticky. I thought it was easier this way than to put glue on it. So you just want to center it right underneath that cloche dome, like that. And the same thing for the Mary. It has that backing on it. Some of you might just say Mary. Some of you have this extra blue piece. I'll just take it out. That's trash. And the same thing, you're just gonna take the backing off. And I think the only piece that needs to be poked out is the for the letter E. Your patience for getting this out is worth it, because to put glue on the back of this is a little difficult. So I'm with you trying to get this stuff off. There we go. All right, so I'm peeling mine off. And then if you have a toothpick or a poker or something, I'm just going to poke out I don't want to rip it, that part of the E. Or you can just leave it in there. All right. And then I'm just going to put my letters back together here. Actually, I'm just going to put the M down first. And then I'm going to do each letter by itself, so then I know I get it in there. All right. So the same thing with those branches, we have the backing. They're such tiny little pieces, it is kind of harder to get the glue on it. That's why I put the backing. So I just remembered after I glued this down, this branch is going to be a little long. So before I seal it all the way down, actually I'm going to take some scissors and kind of trim it to where that edge is. So it's about 1/4 inch. If you haven't put your cloche down yet, you can stick these branches on and then trim them. Or if you're following along with me, you just do it this way. And this one actually fits. So it's just that one that has the larger branches that needs just 1/4 inch trimmed off. So you can even trim it before you push it down. And just trying to get this backing off. There we go. And I'm just putting this one in this direction. And then I lost one of my birds. I should have 2 birds. My bird has flown away. I'll find it. But the backing on this is easier to take off. And it has a little pop-up, so it's gonna, you can put your birds wherever you'd like, but it raises them up a bit. Where is my other bird? Well, I shall find him or her later. That's weird. All right, so I'm just putting one bird on right now, but that you put both birds on there. Okay, so that's the first card. All right. And the second card, let's see, oh, it's the red one. So that is the Ho 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 card. I really like this one. I like them all, but I had fun creating this one. All right, so all your pieces are inside. You know, lots of H's and O's. You have a nice little shiny snowflake. You have a strip. You have the shiny diagonal piece, and you have 2 whites and it's called Shaded Spruce is the name of the color. So the first thing we're going to do is, actually, we're going to take the shiny piece, and I love this paper because the glitter doesn't come off of it, which is fun. And we're going to use our strip. So I'm going to put on the back side of the silver piece, I'm going to put some glue just on that diagonal piece. And then I'm going to put it kind of in the middle. We're going to trim the edges to create a little border along the diagonal. So this is kind of like a hack, so to speak, or a little trick. So it makes it look like I have a border all the way around this piece and this piece, but this is kind of our little trick. So then you just take some scissors and I'm going to trim right along those edges. So right along this edge, just trim that. So that creates that border. So then we can glue this down to one of the, so you can see it better, one of the white pieces. We're going to actually have it flush on the 3 sides, so that it's going to go like just like that. So this is going to slide right there, just like that. And then we're going to take the same piece and we're going to put it on the spruce piece, and then that's going to create it so it looks like there's a border on all pieces. And fit it right in the center. There's about a 1/4 inch border around all sides. Okay, and then we can put that piece on top of the white piece. Oh, not the white, the red, the card base. So this card has a few layers. And this one has about a 1/2 inch red border around all sides. Okay. So now we're going to take our letters, and you can put them in the same order that I did with the colors. You can mix them up if you want to mix up like a red H and a green O. Let's see. You can do that too, however you like. And then the snowflake, if you turn it over, you can kind of see the these little perforations. Just poke this part out in the middle. Again, with your toothpick or a tip of a scissors, or if you have a paper piercer. So that way you have these, just these holes out. So it just makes a snowflake look a little bit more like a snowflake rather than a solid piece. All right. So I'm going to just stick with what I did. Again, this has that backing on the back. The letters should be a little easier to take off. You can put down with your fingers. Sometimes I use tweezers so I can see a little bit better. I'm just going to put my H down, and I'm going to pay attention to the space between there and try to make it the same with all my letters. So I'll put the green O down. Now the O, you can kind of have go a tall, skinnier way or a rounded, fatter way. Whichever way you pick, try to pick it the same for all the O's. And then my little tip on this one is, rather than doing the H, I'm going to do the O first, so I can mimic the same kind of border on both sides, and then put the H next to it. That way it's a little bit more balanced. I'm not guessing of where to put it. So my O is going to go right there, and then my H will go right next to it. Okay, and so for the inside, let me open this one up. We're going to do the same thing. So this is our inside for the white. I'm going to put the H, and this O I'm going to make it a little bit wider space in the middle, because that, to give room for that snowflake. So I think about there. If you prefer not to have the O and just the snowflake, that you can do that too. I kind of liked how you could kind of see the color behind it, but you have that choice. And I'm going to give a little bit more space than I did in the front between that H and O. And this one you have to put glue on. Don't put tons and tons, because if the glue oozes out, then when you close the card, it might seal shut. All right. It was kind of fun with a little cerise to mimic the sparkle on the front, and then we just put this on the inside. I miss all the chatter we have at classes in person, kind of nice conversations, and the oohs and ahs over it, because I know that sparkle paper would get a lot of oohs and ahs. So hopefully we'll be able to go back once it's safe. Okay, so ho, ho, ho. Okay. And our third card, I still haven't found that bird I lost. The third card is the penguins, and the snowflake ornament. So you have a white piece, a penguin piece, 2 ornament shapes, and 2 stripes, or strips rather. So if you look at your blue paper, you're going to notice, look at both sides, but one side has a score line. Hopefully you can see it. So you want to fold inwards on that score line. So it looks like that. Okay. And so then we're going to put the penguin piece right on that little square that we just created. So that is inside. I think this is fun with the purple snowflakes. All right, and we just got snow last night, so I'm very excited. We have just a pretty little dusting of snow to make it a little bit more Christmassy and festive. Okay, so now you can decide. Let me actually get the card so you can see what we're making. You can decide if you want the trees to go here, or you could do that, although those guys are kind of cut off. So I would choose either the trees or the green, the blue stripe. I think I'll just do opposite so that you have both to look at. They're both nice. So we're just going to put this glue on that strip. And this will get, I'm going to line up the 2 lines of the 2 pieces of paper, and that fits right in there. And then we can open it up. You can open it all the way, and then you can put the second strip right there. Like that. And then this white piece, make sure it goes this way. It will fit right in there like that. And so that's where you can write your little message. And then finally, so you can decide if you want this to be a pocket, then you're just going to put glue on the top and the bottom. But if you want it to be a card, you can glue the whole thing. I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to put glue on the top and the bottom and seal it shut. So I have a pocket if I want it, and if I don't, no one will know it's really there. And then lastly, we are going to do our snowflake. So you will probably have to punch out, I did it already so you didn't have to watch me do it, but I punched out all the little pieces out of the snowflake. And we're just going to glue it right onto that one. So you don't need to put glue everywhere because these are kind of little pieces. So I'll put one in the middle, some nice there, and then maybe just a couple little dabs on the back of some of these. If you want to get daring, you can put a little glue on the rims, but you don't really have to. And then this will go right on that purple ornament. And just kind of press down wherever the glue was. If you're not sure, take the whole thing and push it over and then just rub it. And then shut. And it's okay, like I kind of like how some of them pop up. And then you're going to put this on the card. So just make sure, because when it opens up, you don't want any glue on this part. So just put glue like maybe on a little bit less than a half of that side. There you go. So you can do either one with either side of your stripes. Okay, the final card has those ornament, or one of those ornaments, similar ornaments again. This one's a little bit more elegant. And the other one was a little bit more whimsical. Actually, the last two are a little more whimsical. So this is a really pretty color called Evening Evergreen. It's really dark. It's really pretty. And I have vanilla. Just for a little bit of a change, you have a matching vanilla envelope too. So you have all your pieces. You have some gems. You have a bow. And then you have like the backing for the ornaments and another ornament. And those are all your pieces. So the vanilla and the strip go inside. So I'm just going to put those aside for a minute. And I think we're going to put the ornaments together first. Same thing. You're going to have to poke out all those little extra pieces. I already did it. And we're going to glue the tree on that one and the joy on this one. And there's a hole here. You can poke out this hole too. Okay. There we go. So same thing. This one actually has a little bit more places to kind of put your glue. But you don't have to glue the whole thing. Just little dabs of maybe like that. And you want to line up, well, you want to line it up really in the center of the ornament, but you want to make sure, because we're going to stick this little bow through that hole. I'm just going to pat it down this way. And then I'll do this one. This one's pretty good too, because you at least have those decent bases of where the glue can go, and that can be enough. Or if you want to put a couple little dabs, you just don't want it oozing out. Okay, that's enough. I know my glue's pretty strong. I don't know what kind of glue you're using, but put enough that you need. And this gets centered in right in here. This one doesn't have a hole through it because we're only going to put string the bow through one of them. I was going to do both, it was too busy. So that's why I added the gems. All right, let that dry. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the front of the joy ornament, and I'm going to string this bow through, and just the middle of the bow will sit right on that glue. I'm gonna let that, I'm gonna let that sit and dry for a second. Okay, and so we're gonna put this piece on the front of this card. This card opens up a little bit differently than the other ones, because I find that these horizontal cards, if you have them open up, let me show you. Sometimes people just cut them so they open up this way, but sometimes they sit and they kind of flop, and I don't like that. So I cut them the long way so they sit nice and sturdy. That's why it looks a little different. All right, I know it's almost a shame to put the glue on top of these cute little critters, but they wouldn't quite go with this card. I needed a little bit more of a subtle background. Okay. Oh, actually stop, don't do that. Don't put that on there. Okay. I designed this card a little bit ago and I forgot. All right, so don't glue it yet. We're going to glue this on here first. Hopefully you are watching before doing. If not, you can just, if you have it on there, just kind of peel it up, and you're going to, I'll show you in a second. We're going to tuck. If it's on there for good, leave it. And I'll show you what to do in a second. But if you're able to get it off, you can get it off. So we're going to put this ornament on first, kind of center, really the top and the bottom really just fit in there. And then we're going to glue this one down. Don't worry about this just yet. Although I do want it straight. I'm going to straighten it a little bit. If you already have this down, so put the ornaments on there and what you're going to do is just trim it. But if you didn't, if you waited, we're going to fold this over so it just tucks over. And you can put a little glue to hold it down. And now you can put glue. I'm just going to put more glue on there and put your whole card down. I got all tacky because I already had the glue on there. Straighten that out. There we go. No one will know. I ripped it off. Okay. And the almost last thing is we have these two little gems. So I kind of use tweezers, just kind of slide them off. You could try to pick them up with your fingers. Or some people use like little scissors and they slide them off, but you can probably pick them up and just put them right there on those two little stars, or I guess they're kind of stars. And then we're going to put the inside in. I just have this strip. You can glue that down to the edge. Put this back just so sometimes I think you can see better when it's not white behind it. That goes to the edge, just for a little something else on the inside. And then we'll put, my glue is almost empty. I'll put this on the inside. Okay, so there we go. So that one's a little bit more elegant. So you can choose the person you want to give it to. All right, so let's recap what we made. We need that one. Let's see if I can get them all on here. These are the ones we just made. So I hope you enjoyed putting your Christmas cards together. Thank you very much for signing up. Thank you to Debbie and the Council on Aging for providing these classes to you. I'm sure there will be some classes coming in the new year. I just don't have the date yet, but I'm sure that will be happening. So check your newsletter. And have a wonderful, Merry Christmas, safe, healthy. Hopefully you can get together with some families and friends, and a Happy New Year. And I will see you, whether in person or on video, in 2022. So again, I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.